the different methods of doing the same thing. So let's have a look at this where function. It's part of the LINQ feature within C#, and all it does is filter out your objects, classes, or data that meet a certain criteria. And what the where function expects is it expects something to return true or false per piece of data that it is processing. So one of the first syntax is by using lambda expressions. So as you can see here, lambda expression is pretty plain. You can see that it uses a criteria that we want to filter on right within this expression. And you can see there are only two parentheses. These belong to the function where. Next, let's have a look at the other syntax, which is we create a function and we call that function. So here, the where is getting a function. This function is defined down here. So here's the function. It takes in a person class and then it carries out some logic, and this returns a true or a false based on the logic we have defined here. Another way is using the delegate keyword. So here, basically what's happening is rather than naming our function, we are using an anonymous function. So this means that it takes in a person class and returns true or false by the logic that we have used here. So as you can see, the syntax is slightly different, but it uses these curly braces here, and notice the parentheses here. These belong to the function where, and then with using the delegate keyword, this is mandatory, and then that takes in an argument of person. So this syntax over here looks very similar to defining our function, because if you look at our function, we are using the curly braces and we are passing an argument here. So here we have actually named our function and we can reuse it. But with a delegate, of course, the function doesn't have a name. It just has the keyword delegate. So that's another way of using it with the where clause. And the last way you could do it is by using the block syntax for the lambda expression. So you can see here that I am using the curly braces here, and we are passing the P object, which basically is the people variable, but we're just passing one instance at a time of the person class. So you can see here the code is basically doing a write line and then just returning is the town equal to London. So this syntax is pretty much the lambda expression over here, except it is spread over multiple lines. So these are the 4 different ways that you can actually work with the where clause using different syntax.